How are we doing today? It's just Steve back here to do another review. So I'm continuing on with my Steel series or Steel supplement, sorry, a kind of line of pre-workouts. I did their intro workout, which I really enjoyed, and I did their just regular kind of EDP everyday fucking pre-workout. That was, if I remember correctly, just called Steel pre-workout. And I enjoyed both the products. The next one I'm reviewing, I've got two left to do, but the next one is Steel Charged. I got them in sachets like this, and the flavor I got was Candy Bliss. This was probably my least favorite flavor out of everything I tried. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't, I guess, as good as other ones, but it also does have more ingredients to mask. So you kind of have to understand that pre-workouts, which have a lot more ingredients, and there's certain ingredients that are just harder to mask. Like, if you just put basic, caffeine, beta-alanine, and then whatever the fuck else it is, that's like, just your standard ingredients, like citrulline, for instance, it's pretty easy to actually flavor that. Some of these ingredients just aren't like that. I'm going to go through some of the ingredients. I'm going to go through some of the standout ones. I might miss out a few because it's been sliced on an angle. There is a prop blend in here, and I'm not a big fan of going through the prop blend often because I don't know if that is a filler ingredient or if it's actually dosed at a decent enough kind of ingredient amount where I can go, okay, this actually changed something or not. You got citrulline at 4 grams. You've got beta-alanine at 3.2, and you've got betaine anhydrous at 2.5 grams. That's your actual normal fucking example of how much is in there. And then you've got your prop blend, which some of the standouts are obviously caffeine, PEA, which to me is one of the best ingredients you can have. It's kind of like this feel-good natural amphetamine ingredient. You got hegelamine, you got alpha-yohimbine, you got huperzine A, isopropanephrine. So the ingredients are a little bit stronger, and I think this is probably their strongest pre-workout. So the flavor's okay. The ingredients panel is hard to judge, I guess, when you don't know exactly what's in there in terms of dosage amount. But I'll explain to you what I thought of the pre-workout supplement. So out of all the pre-workouts that I've tried from Steel, I would have to say this is my overall favorite. And the reason it's my overall favorite isn't because it's like a blow your mind off Steam Junkie experience. It fits more in that middle ground to me. I don't know if it's got Araya in it. I don't think so, unless it's been cut off and I just simply cannot see it. But it gave me a very much mid-high stim feeling. And what I mean by that is you can use it a couple of times a week without going overboard, but not too many times where you get accustomed to what it feels like. The reason that I really enjoyed this one was it was what I call sustained high energy. And that is achieved when the caffeine and the fucking alpha-yohimbine are mixed really, really nicely. I don't know how much the alpha-yohimbine is, but I'm guessing it's somewhere like roughly between 1 to 1.5. That's my sweet spot, especially if it's done well. And this one was done really well. You don't get any of the negatives from it, comparatively, at least to me, comparatively to some of the other pre-workouts like Edge of Insanity. And there's more that I can't think of right now that are like, 2 grams plus or 2 milligrams plus. This is done really well. And I mean really well. The energy's smooth. It's got that heart racing energy, but it's not, you don't feel like death on it. The focus is very clean. The pumps are okay, but the pumps aren't really the star of the show anyways for a pre-workout like this. But it just feels like they balanced the high energy output with long sustained energy that also kind of is coupled with focus and some power output. I really enjoy taking this one. This is one that I wouldn't take often, but it's definitely one I would recommend to people that are like, look, I want to try something which isn't too shady in terms of ingredients, but is stronger than your EDP. I'll tell them, look, this is a fucking great choice. I would compare it. It's somewhat comparable to Alpha Line Supreme, except Alpha Line Supreme focuses more on the nootropic element with the ryejorensis. But overall, this is one that I could highly recommend to anyone. Look, the flavor's not the best, but it's not awful. It's not like difficult to consume. It's not one of those flavors. It's not a fucking assassin, where you're just sitting there and like it's disgusting. This is decent. It'll do. And I'm sure there's other flavors. This is Candy Bliss. It tastes a little bit bitter and a little bit artificial. And that combination always for me is not the best, but I mean, you will really not struggle with this by any stretch of the imagination. Who is this not for? If you're somebody that's not looking to get too much of an energy boost, don't try this. If you're somebody that you like to keep your heart rate low, don't try this. This will get your heart rate up. I personally don't like those pre-workouts. If you've ever watched any of my reviews, I tend to enjoy more of the nootropic and the focus elements paired with pumps. But if done well, to me, the energy output can be really good. I just don't like when it's like fucking shit your bricks, dying, heart racing, fucking, and you can't control it. This is very much manageable, to me at least. Everyone's a bit different. I weigh 90 kilos, so for me, maybe handling this is a little bit easier than if you're 70. But I would definitely recommend this pre-workout. Will I buy it again? I won't. Merely for the fact that I have way too many of these pre-workout formulas. I just don't really have the time, especially with injuries that I've had recently where I'm not in the gym as often, to be able to justify, buying another medium level stim pre-workout. Because, if I'm using my typical EDPs and then I've got some other like stronger pre's to review, I mean, where am I going to fit this in? But if you're somebody who's looking for one overall pre-workout that's like a little bit higher stim, I would definitely recommend this. Like, I think you can't go wrong with it. I don't have the bottle, so I can't tell you what the pricing is and how many servings you get. I'm guessing it's probably a 20-40, like all of them tend to be these days. But yeah, look, it's one of those, you can't go wrong with it. So if you enjoy this review and it's something you might be interested in, check it out. I make no fucking money from this, never have, never will. But I think if you enjoy medium level stim, more so towards that high, but not fucking, die in the moment, you'll enjoy this. Alrighty. I'll be doing my last one, which is Amped AF. That's the final pre-workout that I'll be reviewing. Hopefully I'll get that out in a couple of days. I also have to do my update for Testosterone Week 3. That'll be coming up very soon as well. Hope you all had a lovely day. Peace.